everybody who are bleeding. Castillo's in trouble. Leeds steps in, and the fight is over. Towels coming from Dominic Kingo. Towels there from Dominic Kingo. Let's go. Stopped. Left off.
This is Thomas Lyons of Raps on TV, here for the public workouts with Dave Allen, Lucas Brown, ahead of Saturday night's heavyweight clash here at York or Bethnal Green. Here with one and only Josh DENZEL.
What's going on, people?
How you doing, Josh? You good?
I'm good, I'm good.
Good man. And obviously down here to do some work for, obviously, I know you've been doing the Matchroom stuff.
Matchroom, JD. Yeah, it's been good. I've basically got like a series called Born Fighter on Matchroom, which I've currently sat down with Conor Ben, Dave Allen. That was a real interesting chat. Found out a few wild things about him and about how he's kind of come into the sport, about how he's not taking it seriously, how he's changed, how his life's changed. So it's good, obviously I've been a fan of boxing from day dot. I used to do cover the boxing, the Sport Bible, William Hill, Matchroom, and obviously the people just forget that you had a life before Love Island. So,
not even, bro.
Been into my boxing for a long time.
But it's good to see you down, obviously doing your thing and obviously supporting the show. Massive platform for Dave Allen this weekend.
Massive.
On Matchroom Sky Sports Bill. Obviously throughout the card we have the likes of Josh Kelly, Conor Ben, unbeaten prospects making their kind of transition period into the pro ranks and also looking for major title contention this year. What's your kind of analysis of the card overall, the undercard, right from the bottom to the top?
I think it's a strong card, to be honest with you. I think there's so many guys in there who are either coming back from an injury. Look at Conor Ben, he's been out 8 months. I think he's been out for a while. Are they going to come back and perform at that same level? I think they're both taking risks. You never know what you're going to get with Conor. Is it going to be 3 knockdowns in the first 3 rounds, or is he going to take him out? Who knows? Gordina's a top quality boxer. Josh Kelly's like, listen, when I watch him fight, I'm like, you are boxing. I don't understand. You make everything look so easy. So I think it's good. I think it's a strong card. And you look at who knows what's going to happen. Lucas Brown. Dave Allen.
It's a kind of toss-up, isn't it?
It's a toss-up. You don't know if it's going to be an unbelievable fight. You don't know whether it's going to be shit show. You don't know. And then Chisora's always an interesting fight. Which Chisora's going to turn up? I mean, if the Chisora that turned up against Dillian last time, obviously he lost, but he looked sharp. He was winning. I think he beats Gashi, but if he's not motivated, it could be a long night. And
I mean, sort of the picture at the moment at heavyweight is a very healthy one, but also kind of has that element of what's kind of going on in terms of the stagnation with the
top 3. If you look at the top 3, if you look at AJ can't fight Wilder won't fight Fury won't fight AJ. They all say they're going to fight each other, and yet however it means with their promotional obligations and what channel they're fighting on means it can't happen at least till 2020. So. It's a bit sticky. So anyone who's fighting now, who's in that kind of second tier of heavyweights, they're all in contention to fight one of the big boys. So they've got to perform.
And yesterday, obviously, very well documented. Adverts found in Jarrell Big Baby Miller's. But do you think in terms of the wider landscape with drug regulatory bodies, in terms of VADA, UCAD, and the rest of the kind of even in sport in general, do you think it paints a bad picture when you have kind of the minority of athletes that are doing this at detriment to the sport? We know it's a very contentious topic because of the severity in the sport, the dangers that kind of presents.
I mean, if you dope in cycling, you might win the Tour de France. If you dope in boxing, you might cause serious harm to your opponent. So I think obviously the stakes are a little bit higher, and I think rightly so, drug cheats should be, it should be shouted out from the rafters that they are drug cheats and they shouldn't ever take part in the sport again. But then again, some people, do accidentally take something that is in a supplement or it's in a pre-workout or whatever. But so you've got to make sure that isn't the case. But I think that rightly so, if you cheat and you look to get an advantage over your opponent by using performance-enhancing drugs.
In terms of that respect, though, do you think the regulatory bodies need to be a bit more narrow in sort of their regulations with these substances? Obviously, it was a performance-enhancing drug, but like you said, there can be over the counter substances. Dylan White got caught with Jack 3D, which is actually
I used to take Jack 3D when I was going to the gym. That's what's crazy. But I'm not a pro athlete. I think that you really have to have your nutritionist on point. You got to have, do you know what I mean, your dietitian, wherever it may be. They got to be your trainer. They've got to know the ins and outs. I think the laws are quite clearly stated. You know which substances are banned. Therefore, check. So I mean, I'm not an athlete, so it's easy for me to say I'm not there wounded after a double session saying I just need a bit of pre-workout or something. So it's tough, but you got to have your nutritionist on point. You got to be professional.
Yeah, and also for your personal self in this transition to boxing, the education you're bringing, the knowledge you're bringing, obviously with the Matchroom Born Fighter series. I mean, in terms of how much have you learned sort of within boxing, being around the environment, the audience, and sort of knowing not necessarily the ins and outs of the business, but the model that the UK have encapsulated in recent years?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've learned a lot, like, you know, from going from just a boxing fan to then kind of being taken within the fold of Matchroom and Sky, BT, all those guys. You learn a lot about the sport in general. You learn the kind of inner workings of boxing. It's a wild place. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes that you might not know. I know there's a lot of injuries, there's a lot of pull-outs, there's a lot of politics. You know what I mean, there's a lot of funny business going on. But you know, you learn it, and I think that is boxing. That encompasses the whole sport, and that's what makes it great.
And finally, massive fight this weekend. I know you're a purist of the sport. Terence Crawford defending his WBO world title against Khan. What's your take on the fight?
Listen, Crawford's a beast. I mean, he's up there in the pound for pound list. You know, he's up there in the top 5, top 3. So I can't see him losing. Although he's a smaller man, I can't see him losing to Khan. I've got him winning in 6.
Yeah, and appreciate you giving us some of your time on the platform, Josh. Thomas Lyons, Raps on TV, Josh DENZEL. Thanks for the interview, brother.
No worries,
and all the best with your future endeavours in the sport, but also just in life in general. Hope you enjoy your future sort of challenges, aspirations, and whatever else comes forward.
Brilliant.
Top man.